All right.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, hello. Hello.
Doing Jenvik.
I believe your name is Daniel, right?
Yep. I'm
All
here.
right.
I just connected my Mac to the screen and
It's very good that you have two screens. I would recommend to all online students to get one more screen because it's gonna be way more effective if you have two screens, one from your laptop, the other one is external. So you can watch the class and at the same time write the code.
Hi, we're gonna watch it from on the screen. It's gonna be a class or what?
No, I just made a suggestion so that you could buy another screen.
Yes, I
So
have screen, but I wanna know like Zoom must be on the screen or on my laptop. You know.
actually, it doesn't matter what suits you more. You can go with this, with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like for students, it's way more effective if they watch the class here and write the code here. But for you, it's not necessary because you got the screen already here. Okay, so I made some this is, guys, a curriculum for HTML, CSS. It's approximate curriculum. It might change. And today is the 8th of August. So we're gonna focus on this topic, HTML forms and some other HTML elements. And then tomorrow, Friday, we're gonna learn CSS and so on. So you have only 2 weeks for HTML and CSS. And then right after this 2 weeks, on Monday, I believe we are gonna start Java programming language. Yeah. All right. So another thing, guys. What do you remember, guys, from the last class that we had 2 days ago? What do you remember? HTML. What did we learn? I believe it was you, right, who answered at the end of the class. What did we learn? I think, Clara J, now it's your time to answer. What did we learn last time?
At the previous lesson, we covered HTML elements and HTML structure, and we learned how to create our the page. HTML.
So I'll make some bullet points. HTML structure, HTML
Elements.
text, yeah? All right, what else? Is this all?
HTML image.
Yeah, this can go to this HTML text.
so we can understand web pages.
How to create HTML tag? HTML. Let's write down here. How do we create HTML tag? What are the parts of every HTML tag? It has
Body.
start tag. I mean, how to create HTML tag? All parts of HTML tags. It has start tag, and it always has end tag. Start tag and end tag. So, okay. Yeah. And the difference is that here we've got forward slash. And how do we call the thing that we write between this start and end tag?
Content.
Yeah,
It's content.
exactly. It's content. And can you add
Да,
here
поздравляю.
something else? What else can we have here?
Attribute, value,
Where are the attributes?
attribute after start tag.
They are, yeah. Are they after the start tag or
Yeah.
inside the start tag?
No, after.
Yeah, let's take a look at the HTML text. So this is an attribute. And is it after the start tag? I believe it's inside the start tag. Yeah,
Yes.
it is inside the start tag. So here we've got attributes. And yeah, and attributes value. It can be like this, and the value. So this is the basic HTML tag. How about this end tag? Do you know any other HTML tag that doesn't have end tag? Do you know?
Yeah.
Break.
Which one? It is BR, right? Break. Yeah, it's to create a break. Mhm. HR, yeah, horizontal line or row. So this is today's agenda, what we're gonna learn today. So we're gonna learn HTML attributes, HTML forms, how to create HTML forms, and right there we might have basic input types like email, password, name, first name, maybe select your country. So we're gonna learn how to create forms. And then we're gonna learn some other text, labels, buttons, drop downs, this all. But before we start, guys, do you have any questions before we start? No, it's not. So let me open the curriculum. It's not 100% the final curriculum for HTML. It might change tomorrow, but it will be like it's likely you're gonna have this curriculum. So we're gonna learn more HTML, but today I cannot say it's the last day because we're gonna work on some project. We're gonna learn how to include some maybe videos inside your page. Last time we learned how to include or put their images. So it's not the last day. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more HTML classes. All right. So yeah, any other questions? Maybe from online students. All right. So before we start then, guys, I have a very quick question. Maybe series of questions. I would like to ask from you guys, what's behind this elements, or how do we call the tag that creates this element? This one is H1. This one, H2. This one, P, right? Paragraph. How about here? Here we've got something. Break, yeah. This one, paragraph. This one, EM, right. This one, A. It can be called link, A, or anchor. Anchor, yeah. So these are headings. This is an image. And how do you call this one? UL. UL stands for unordered list. This one, OL, which is ordered list. Yeah. Very good, guys. So let's move. Today we're going to learn attributes. What are the attributes? Maybe I think some of you have already maybe studied on their own elements and attributes. Did you? Yeah. All right. I think you know attributes, right? Because you're studying yourself at home. Yeah. 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 Can you describe the difference between element and attribute? What's the relation between them? Element and attribute. Yeah. Exactly. So attributes, first of all elements can have attributes. All elements, BR, P, all of them can have attributes. And attributes provide additional information about elements. So they can describe elements. For example, using some, let me open the Visual Studio Code. Okay, let me open our last class. Do you all know where are your projects stored? Maybe codes, files, HTML files. Where do you store them? For example, personally, I store them in the projects folder at desktop. All right, open desktop projects. Okay, day 2. So using some attributes, guys, we are able to give more life to our elements. Let me quickly open this page here, but I find it a bit difficult to open. Can you help me? How can we open this file in browser? Here. It's saved. Next.
Copy the path.
Yeah, copy the path and then use the path. Okay. So attributes, all attributes are inside the start tag. This one we're gonna learn later. The thing I write here, style. But you're gonna use this style attribute a lot. Let me show an example with image. So here we could have height. Height is an attribute. It gives the height to our image. Let's make it really small, like maybe 30. Let me try. Now we see that it changes the element. So if you use attributes, you can give more information, or you can describe the elements using attributes. I would like to make my image smaller. Then you can use attribute. You can also make the color of paragraphs different. We can give a color to this text, but using another attribute, which is style. I believe it's color and red. And then it should be red. So using attributes, we can change elements. We can change the elements size, color. We can give more life to elements using attributes. If we don't use attributes, then they are just static. They might not be really interesting. Imagine if in all web pages, we have only black color for all texts. And imagine if all images or pictures have the same size. It wouldn't be interesting, because sometimes there are pictures more important. There are some pictures less important. And maybe pictures more important should be bigger in size. So attributes, it gives us chance to make our code alive, give more life. Okay, attributes make HTML elements more interesting and more interactive. Attributes are always specified in the start tag. Attributes usually come in this, like this, attributes name and then value. So let me go here. Attributes name and its value. Attributes name and some value. Or here, do you know, guys? So right now I showed you two types of attributes. Style I showed you and height I showed you. You know any other attributes? I believe you must know, because we already used some other attributes. For what? Yeah, width, but I expected to hear from you something like SRC for images, or href, right? So we used it before. this is an attribute, and this one also is an attribute. All of them have format like this. It's name, value, name, and its value.
So excuse me, basically attribute is inside of the elements.
Yeah, inside the start tag.
Start tag.
Yeah. Can we have this kind of thing, guys? What do you think? Can one element contain another element inside? Yeah. Can you give an example?
UL can be LI.
Yeah, UL and LI, or yeah, UL and LI. Or if you remember, we created your profile. Open. And here we had UL, LI, and inside that LI we had A. So elements can contain inside themselves another elements. Okay, so let's move to the next page. Attributes. So these are examples of attributes. Let's do this thing, guys, before we move to other pages. Do you have this? Let me- I believe you have all this projects folder, right? I'll ask you to create here another folder called day 3 because it's your third day. Let's create this folder called day 3, and whatever HTML file we create today, we're gonna store here in this folder. Yeah. But actually,
ha-
this will work better.
You have to create it on our computer, on the desktop, or on
Yes,
the.
this projects folder
Mhm.
is on my desktop somewhere here. I opened it and I see there are two files that we created last time, day 2 and profile. These are files. So create there another folder, day 3 folder. So it's just to make our files more structured, because we're gonna create here more and more files, and it will be maybe confusing to find exactly the one that we are looking for. So that's why let's separate them into different folders. Did you create this day 3 folder? Yeah. You have to day 3 the other. What I asked you is to create a new folder. Yeah. Create there a new folder. Yes, it should be day 3. Next, here, do you know, guys, how to create a new file in the Visual Studio Code? What's the way to create a new file? For example, I would like to create here day3.html. How can we do this? We can click this file and then create a new file. Yeah, let's create together new file day3.html. day3.html. All right, then I click this option, create it, and then I believe you all know where are we gonna store this, right? Inside this folder. Create it here inside day 3 folder, create the file. So create day 3 folder in the projects folder, and then create a new file, day3.html. And this day3.html should be stored inside this day3 folder. And how do we create easily our HTML documents? Doc shortcut, yeah. This doc shortcut, and the title for my document will be day3. All right, guys, here we go. Create this file. All right, did you create this file? Yeah. The reason is because your file is should have this dot here. And then you can create this stuff. Yeah. All right, let's create these elements, guys, as an examples here in the doc3. Where do we create these elements? Where do we create? Inside the head or body? Yeah, let's create inside the body this text. Ahref, then image src. And all of them have at least one attribute. So create this text, this one. Yeah. Can you what? Because you should remain, so you didn't put this stuff here. Day3 should be superimposed. Yeah, that is image, that this format.
We should type all this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, let's type all of these elements, only the elements. Yeah.
Just
Yeah, just elements, not the text.
Okay.
So here, link. Next one is image. And one more image.
Could we write also this Google form image?
Yeah. And once we finish, I've got another question here. We missed some attribute for image. Here, there should be one more attribute. Alt, right? Alternative. So have you done? Yeah. All right. So what does this alt stands for, guys? What does it do? We know that source is the path to our picture. How about alt? Yeah, description of the picture. If picture is not on the given path, if we are not able to find that picture, then alternative text will be shown. All right, width and height. So, and then we have, guys, also these attributes called ID and class. They are very important. You're gonna see them a lot. So look at these two guys. Look at them and let me know, what do you see here, guys? I see here two IDs and two classes, but classes are the same. IDs are not. There are two attributes, ID and class. ID and class. Always the ID attribute should be unique. You should never repeat the same ID again. ID should be unique. But class can be the same for multiple elements. So we can maybe find it somewhere. Inspect. So maybe empty, okay. Maybe this website. All right, let me try to find for you the same classes. All right, just it's just a rule, guys. ID should be always different. Class can be the same. ID should be different. All right, and these are the elements we're gonna learn today and we're gonna practice. Form, input, label, select, option, div, footer, table, table row, table detail, table header. We're gonna use them. Let's move to the next page. HTML form. HTML form. Let me show you one example of HTML form. For example, this form. It is an HTML form. HTML form, it's some form that takes user data. It might be your username and password. It can be your name, first name, last name. Maybe it might be your gender. So it's some form that takes your information. This one is a form. What do you think? Is it a form, guys? This one. This one. Yeah, all of them are forms. Because if there is something that takes information, it is a form. So this one is another example of form. Here it takes your full name, your first and last, your email, and some message. And here, I don't know exactly, guys, how many elements we have here, but let's guess, guys, how many elements do we have on this form? Approximately. No, it's not 4. It's more than 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10.
6.
It's not 4. It's not 6. It's not 10. Yeah, there are, as I believe, there are at least 11 elements. There are. This one, it might be H1, maybe, but might be different. Element, 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 element. This one is also element. This one, and this one.
What about mouse?
They are not elements. But what's and guys, what do you think? If we would need to, it's just some sort of game. If we would need to exclude one element from here, which element would this be? There are some elements who have the same properties, the same attributes, but one is different.
First name and last
Or
name.
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong because I thought maybe first name is required, but last name is not required. I thought, but I believe both of them are required. Yeah, we would exclude last if it was not required, but I think this
I think-
star goes for both of them.
I think we can say full name,
This one?
just add first name, last name together.
No, we don't need to exclude. I think I was wrong. I thought this star is only for first name, but it turns out this star for both first and last. And okay, how many elements do you see on this guy's form? $16? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
20.
Okay, just one one question. Did you count this?
Yes.
It's not element actually. Yeah, it's just text. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. But actually these circles are also elements. It's 21. Yeah. These circles are called radio buttons. It's input. It's some input element. Do you agree that we can choose only one here? Yeah, we can choose only one. But if it was a square, we could choose multiple. We could, but we can choose from here only one. No, I believe it's attribute. It's attribute. Okay. And how many do you see here? $15, yeah. It's 15. Okay. This is not just a text. This is label. We call them labels because this gender, no, this not this one, but male. If you click this circle, then it will choose male. If you click this circle, it will choose female. So it's not just a text, it's label element. We're gonna learn them. Let's go to the next page. Form text. What form texts are there? These are all texts used inside the form. For example, for this box, there is element called input. Because in this box, we type some information. In this box as well, and in this box. This one is also input, but it has different type. Here. These are the texts that we use there. Text area is used for multi-line text input. Multi-line text input. So text area is a tag. Okay, guys, choose one element from here that might be using text area element. Message, right? Because here we can write multi-line text, not just one line. Next. Where do we use button? For submit. This one. This is the only element that use the button tag. And then input, guys. What do you think? How many times this form has used input tag? 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. because these are all types of inputs. This one is also input, but here we don't write the text. We just click. All right, and there is label. I told you that label, it's like a text, but every label is connected to their circles. This is a label. It's connected to this circle. And there are attributes. But before, guys, I believe I've got here for you some form. Okay, we are gonna create this form, guys, together. Let me do this. I'll try to have here two windows. Okay, just let's start this. Go to your day 3 HTML form. Go to your day 3 HTML form. And then let me just open this. Okay, student information form. This is the form. Let's create this form in our div or in our Visual Studio Code. So how do we create forms? We start creating them using this tag called form. All of the inputs, labels are going to be inside this form. So create this form. Okay. Next, let's do this. Here, outside of the form, create something like contact information. Contact information. Form and contact information. So, okay. All right. So next one, guys, let's see what it's gonna show. Let me copy it, copy the path, and let me open it here. Okay. It showed me this, guys, but what do you think? What's wrong here? Is there anything wrong? I think there is nothing wrong. Because there is link, there is picture. For this picture, we didn't give any path. Path is wrong. This path is also wrong. Okay, guys, let's do this. Let me try something. Okay. So, guys, can you select this all 3 lines? Select them. And we're going to learn one more very basic thing. It's called comment. It's called comment. For example, guys, if I write here some text, will it be shown on our page or not? This text.
No.
Let's see. It is here. But I would like to exclude this some text from my page. We can do it like this. Let's select this all lines, including a element, image, and this some text. Yeah, I wrote it. Yeah. And then next, if you're Windows user, press Control. If you're Mac user, press Command. Command and forward slash. Command and forward slash. And now your code will have green color. Now your code has green color. You can uncomment it. It is called comment. Once you comment this, open your page and you will see that there is no picture, there is no some information. So let's just have this H1 here. All right, next. So here inside the form, we are gonna create one input. Let's make here input. We're gonna use input tag for some input. So there are also different types of inputs. Sometimes our input is email. Sometimes our input is password. Sometimes it's just text. Sometimes it's number. So there are different types of inputs. It can be email. It can be number. This one is gonna be just text. We are gonna write our name. Type is the text. So from here, you learn one more new attribute. It is type. Attribute type. All right, next, let's create here its ID. Okay. What do you know about ID, guys? ID attribute. ID attributes, they always should be unique. It means we cannot create here second input with the same ID. For the second one, it should be different. ID should always be unique. All right, so it's ID is name. Then we create another attribute, which is name. ID and name attribute are two different. Let's create this and we'll take a look at our form. Create this one. Type is text. Type can be even password. It can be email. Yeah, it should be just the box. Yeah, it's just the box. And here we can type something. It is just the box. Okay. Now, next step. What do you write here, guys, in this box? Here we said that there's gonna be our name. There should be name, but we don't see here any information that we should type here our name. How can we, guys, tell that this box is used to type name? We should have some sign that in this box, we're gonna type our name. There should be some sign. How can we create this sign? It should be somewhere here. No. Yeah.
H2 or H3?
Yeah, this is also a way, like we can write here H1, but H1 we already used. And
Maybe paragraph?
it's not a heading, guys, actually. It's not a topic. We could use here paragraph, but it's not recommended because paragraphs are used for multiple sentences. We can write here something like name. Let's see. What will it do? Name. It seems like it explains that there we should write name. But there is better way, guys. We don't just type here some text like name and this is it. We use other way. But this can also be somewhere like our expected result. But it should be label. Label is something that states here we are gonna write the name. So here is the name. And then, guys, and then here I write the ID of the input, which is name. And we're gonna see what's the difference between having here label and having here just name. We're gonna see their difference. There is difference. For end user, it might seem like there's no difference. So make sure you created this label. Next step. I refresh the page. Look, if I click this name, yeah, it will go inside this box. Look, I click it and we are here. But if I use this, just name here. So now it's just a text. I'll go back here. I click name. Yeah, and it's just a text. It doesn't have any connection to that box. It's just a text. But the label has a relation to this input. So if you will click this label now, it will redirect you to this box. Click it and you're inside this box. This is label. Next, guys, we're gonna create another input. Another input. This input is gonna be for our email. Email, guys. Type here email. Email. And then create its ID, like do it right now yourself. I'll give you like a minute. So here the ID is email and name is also email. All right. So next, create its label, which is email. And then let's open it. Look, guys, something is wrong, or how can we change it, guys? How can we make it better? Yeah. What?
Last name, ID.
There is ID, there is name, but I don't see here any label like email. Because there is no content here for label. Email.
We can break it.
Yeah, now there is content here. And then there is email. And how can we, guys, put it into the next line here, email?
Break it.
Yeah, we can break the line using here break. I'll use here two breaks, guys. Break and break. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference between having label and having just a raw text?
Text is just separated.
It has no
Just
connection, right?
No connection. There.
No connection.
The label is connected.
They're connected, right? Label is connected. Okay. Next, we are gonna have, do you agree that in all forms, guys, at the end of the form, we always have some button. It might be submit, it might be login, sign up, but there is always some button here. So let's create this button. There is new element called button. Yeah, button, and it is submit. Submit. And this button is gonna have an attribute here, but this attribute will also have type, and its type will be submit. Because when you click that button, it will submit your information. And I believe we're gonna need here
Break.
multiple breaks, right? Because it always should be.
I just made 2 breaks. It's not okay.
It's okay. So online students, you're good to ask questions if you stuck somewhere.
By the way, it should be also, we should put a label here to submit. We should
Uh,
make a chain between the submission.
No,
Meaning the user should have chance to write something.
no.
Ah,
Yeah,
sorry,
there
yes,
should,
yes.
because there is already a text. So this content will be inside the, let me, so here, I think I also minimize this. Here we've got button. We all know what's a button. Button is an element that we can click.
Just
Button is clickable. If let's go here and click it. We click, and it seems like it is clicked. One more thing, guys. Let's make our fields, these boxes, required. Because right now, if I keep them empty and click submit, it lets me submit them. But I believe email should be required. Email should be required. So how to make some field required? We could just add here required attribute. Add here required attribute, and then your email becomes required. Without typing there something, having it empty, you're not able to submit it. Required. Now I go back here. I'm trying to submit, but it's not working because now our email is required. Without filling this email, we cannot submit it. But why name is not required, guys? Because we didn't put the required attribute. Okay, let's make name as well required. Required. All right. Next, after this one, we're gonna create another input for our password. For password. Okay. Here, the type will be password. This one is password. Okay. There is interesting thing about password because whatever you type here is encrypted. You don't see it. Okay. Let's make the password more organized. Let's create here 2 BRs. And then label for password. Password. And what I could be missing here, I click this password, but it's not going inside the box. What I could be missing?
label.
Actually, there is label, but we are missing something.
Password.
We are missing ID and name. There should be ID. ID is password. So then it means this label is created for this input. So let's create here this ID attribute and name attributes. Here, password. Okay, what do you think? Should we make our password required as well? Yeah, let's make our password also required. So now password is also required. Now I go back to my page. Now I've got here name, email, password. All right. I'll type here name. And look, guys, here, if you type there just text some name, it will fail. You cannot write here just the word. It should be email. It checks that there should be at. It checks. And there should be also something and .com. Gmail.com. Now it can be sent somewhere. Okay. So they are all required. Next, guys. What can we create, guys? Maybe you have some suggestion here. What can we add here?
Comments.
Name, email, password. Last name. Yeah, let's imagine last name is already there inside the name. Number, yeah. Let's type here number. Phone number. Input. Let's see, guys, if we are able to type our phone number using this type called number. Type is number. Next, we must have here breakpoints. Label for number. And it is phone number. Input type is number. There is ID. I believe it should be, okay, phone number. Okay, name. Phone number, and it is required. If I'll go back here, now I click phone number and it's again not working. It's again not working. So what is wrong here? When I click phone number label, it's not moving to the box. You can check it on your own laptop. I'm clicking phone number, but it's not moving here.
We need to label.
We have label. We have everything. ID, name, required. What do you think? What's wrong?
The ID and phone number are the same?
What?
The phone number and the ID is the same? ID should be a different thing.
So here, for and ID should match, but they're not matching. Here it says this label is created for input with ID number, but its ID is phone number. So we need to change it to phone number. Phone number. And now it will function. Now it's gonna function as expected. So let's type here numbers. All right, good. And we are not able to type here any word, guys, or any symbol, because this is the input for numbers. Only numbers are accepted. Okay, what else we could add here? name, email,
Need
password,
some comments,
comments.
add the additional information.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's add one more input. This one is gonna be not just input, it's gonna be text area. Text area is the one where you can type multiple lines. Not just one line, but multiple lines. And this text area will be for your hobbies, maybe for your achievements, anything, any additional information about you. And this text area, if I save it, is much bigger than just this one. It's much bigger. We can make it bigger. And we can create label for this text area as well. And we should. There should be label for text area as well. Label. So let's make it name is info. This one is info. And it is for info. Additional information. All right, I'll open the page and now we've got additional information. I click it and then it goes to the text area. What do you think? Should we put this text area to the next line? Yeah, then it will look more organized if it's on the next line. So how can we put this text area, move it to the next line? We can here put the break. Yeah, so right after the name, there will be a break that will move this text area to the next line here. So right after the label, we've got a break. And now it is under the additional information label. Okay. Next is, what do you think, guys? Have you ever seen this kind of thing in some forms where it says, would you like to subscribe to our newsletters? Have you ever seen this? Yeah, let's add this kind of button here, guys. If you would like to subscribe to newsletters, press this one. If no, then next one. It's gonna be again input. It is input, but it's gonna have different type. Different type. The type will be checkbox. Checkbox, it's just a box. You can check it if you click it. So the type is checkbox. And then again, label. Here again, the ID. Let's make it, the ID name is subscription. Name is also subscription. For subscription, and the text will be subscribe to news letter. Subscribe to newsletter. And now if we open this, okay, we missed this breaks right here. And now we have here subscribe to newsletter. You click it, it checks. You can check it and uncheck it. Check box. This is adding button. Okay. You know, guys, what's the difference between this two? This one and this one. You know, here you can choose, yeah, only one of them. But here, when it's checkbox, you can check both of them. Yeah. This one is called drop-down list. When you click this, it will show you some list of options. It might be your country or something else. Okay. And we can also add here, guys, to this form, gender. Gender like male, female, or I don't know. For gender, guys, what do you think? Should we use checkbox or radio button for gender?
Both
Should
of
we?
them.
No. Checkbox or radio button?
Radio button.
If we do option, then we can choose only one. If we do checkbox, then we can choose male and some, I don't know, answer also.
Same.
Yeah. So let's make it radio button. The type for radio button, the circle called radio, and it's called radio button. And then again, it has label and it has breaks. It has ID, it has name. Input type radio, ID is this one we use for gender. This one we use for gender. It's created for gender. All right, label for gender, okay. And there we should create 3 different inputs. Input radio and one more input, which is radio. ID here will be, this one is male. So give me a moment, label for gender, name, gender, okay. Okay, so here, this one is gender, label for male. Okay, here we got name, and then here, create a label right after the input, and then type here male, and then male. Just create this and let's take a look what it will show on the page. All right, so this is the gender. If I click male, yeah. If I click this label, it chooses this one. So now they're both connected. About gender. Gender, no, it's just a label. Okay, let's do this, guys. Let's move this circle and then male to the next line. Let's move them to the next line. I put here break. And now we've got gender here and here male. And let's add here two more guys choices. Or one more, it's up to you. So male, female. So let's add here one or two more, but you should do it yourself. And then once you finish, we are gonna do it together. So add here two more options, female and other. Yeah, do it yourself. So add here two more options, female and other. So you should have something like this, male, female, and other. Three options. Lowercase and uppercase of what?
female for male is uppercase and male lowercase. At the beginning.
ID and for or ID and content.
Oh, maybe gender, label for gender.
Label.
The bottom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Here, this one is just a text. It's just a text. So if we click it, it should not check this buttons, circles. So that's why it doesn't have any input. Mhm. Okay. Have you done?
Here when I'm clicking to other and.
Okay, now it seems like you can click multiple, right?
Yes. So where I missed something.
It's because the
Gender.
it should be here G. It should be lowercase g.
For ID all this, IDs will be.
And here it should be for other, but the name should be gender.
Yes, yes.
Because this all male, other, female, we can call them gender, right?
Yes.
In one word, we can call them gender. That's why there is something like name.
Yes.
This input is for gender.
Gender.
For gender.
But
But if you make it uppercase G,
Yeah, it will not work. It will not.
now they're different.
Yes, it's, there is no connection.
Yes.
Yes, yes, I see.
Okay, let's finish it together, guys. I would like to ask you, Tim. I'd like to ask Tim. So, what did you do? What are your next lines?
Input,
Input.
break,
Okay.
for female, text female. Yeah, no, one second. Radio.
Yeah, it's radio, ID,
Male
female.
and name gender.
Yes. Okay. Here we've got, do we need label here?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let's make it label. And then this for female. And then content. Let's see something here, guys. Why this circle comes first and then female comes second?
Could you repeat your question?
What if I would like to put this female text first and then button? It's because input comes first and then label. The structure we built like this. If we make label and then input, then now it's text and then button. So yeah, it's because of the order. First, the button. Okay. And here we've got one more thing, guys. I will do here this.
It's not.
Look, guys, I'm able to choose here two genders.
How it's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we should be able to choose only one gender. Okay, let's figure out what's wrong in this code. Yeah, there's something wrong. No.
When you choose from the one.
How can you call male and female in other word? Gender, right? And they both should have the same name. Yeah. And then this one, actually, this can be gender 1, 2, 3. I believe it can be like this. But here, the names should be the same. Because we should be able to choose only one. If we change here to male and here to female, now we can choose both. Because now they don't have connection. Now if it's gender and gender, computer recognize it like there are two buttons and we should choose only one of them. Both of them are genders. This one, it's not a label, it's just a text. It's something like this, just a basic text. It's just a text. Even if we make it like label, no difference. It's just a text. You click it and it's not choosing anything. So it's just a text. Okay, and then one more for other. Okay. Other, and then here other, and here other. Okay. And then other is also a gender. That's why name again should be gender. Male, female, other. Okay. What if we make all of them checkboxes, guys? Not radio, but checkboxes. This one checkbox, this one, and this one. What if we make all of them checkboxes? Yeah, now we can choose all of them. Because when it's checkbox, you can choose multiple options. When it's radio, only one is available. Okay, let's open the presentation. So which one, guys, from this text we didn't use yet? Select or option, right? Okay, we're gonna use it later. We're gonna use it later. Select is for drop down. Is it true that when you need to select your birth country in some sort of forms, you click and there will be drop down list? So it is exactly select tag. Yeah, it is exactly select tag. Then these are the attributes that we can use. Which attributes, guys, did we use already? Or we didn't yet? Placeholder we didn't.
Max length.
Max length we did it. And value, right? Okay. So max length is for making some limit. If we make here, let's make for name here. If I add here max length 5, then I believe we should be able to add here only 5 letters, not more than 5. So it's another attribute. But usually on websites, it's not 5, maybe 32, maybe 100, but not 5. Okay. And placeholder. Let's guys use placeholder somewhere here. Open your file and let's find the input for email. Input for email, and let's use for email a placeholder. Placeholder is like a hint that helps you to see what this box created for. Placeholder email, placeholder email. And we're gonna see that it is a hint here. Look, there is something, but once I click this box, it will disappear. Yeah,
After filling.
yeah. Once you're filling, it disappears. So it is a hint. It tells you that here you should type your email. Okay. And we have seen this before. Right here. So here it used placeholder here, here, and here. It's not separate element. How do we call this? Enter your name. What is it? It is attribute, placeholder, right? Okay, so let's count. Maybe right now we're gonna have more than 21. Let's count it. How many elements do you see here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. With last time we said 21, right? But actually there is 22 because there is also form. There is form that we don't see. Okay. We're gonna learn right now the attributes. But before, guys, let's have a break. Let's have 50 minutes break, and then we're gonna continue the lesson. Yeah, sure.
Он же сказал, что вообще изначально не компания, потому что Есть? Да. Есть, нет? Они в Америке.
Да,
Да. Там разговаривали, типа, что такое. Ладно, а, вообще. Когда не Россия. Ну, вообще какой. У меня найду. Мы сейчас только что обратно поставили, об этом почитала. Сначала говорили, потом. Нет, Лейбл. Да, да.
Мне кажется, ну, хочешь после мыла, хочешь просто сразу.
Это вот здесь, да,
Да. Лейбл, и лейбл, потом лейбл, джендер. Джендер. Да, фемейл. Pager. Typewriter. IG. Email. Name.
Вот, вот, именно говорит здесь, английский дети когда это делают. Когда
Everything good? Yeah. Okay. Online students, can you hear me? Let me make sure that you can hear.
I can hear.
Okay.
I have a question.
Online students, if you've got any questions, you stuck somewhere, you are good to ask questions.
Yeah, how we can align these boxes? Like so it looks nice.
Let me see. So you mean align this boxes so that they are all on the same level, right?
Yeah, it's look nicer. Like
Right now, we don't have enough knowledge to do so. 100%. We need more things to learn to be able to align them. Like they all are centered here.
okay.
Okay. Next is let's add here another thing to this form called select. Let's add here this thing called select and let's name it like country, so that we are able to choose our country. Select, it is a drop down list. Let me show you this select in HTML. It is this kind of drop down list. You can open it and then you are able to choose one of these options, list elements. All right, so create this select and inside it, we are gonna create multiple options. Option, option, option. These options might be our countries. Created. Okay. And then let's create here these countries. Kyrgyzstan. Okay, and the text that we are gonna see is this one. And then let's make it Russia. Text we are gonna see is Russia. Then China. Text we are gonna see is China. Okay. Then France. Text we are gonna see is France. Yeah, only 4 countries are enough. Okay, let me open the page. Day 3. Okay, here we've got something like this drop down list. Let's move it to the next line using break. Move it to the next line. And then what we might add here, guys, to this drop down list, to this select.
We didn't add the label on top of.
Yes, let's add this label. Label for this country. And labels text will be country. Let's make it Yeah, just country. So now we are gonna see that there is drop down list to choose your country. Let's make it country of birth. All right, let me open the page again. Okay, now we've got this country of birth. Let me move this country of birth one more line. Let me add here one more break line. Next, guys, does it seem to you guys that every person by default is from Kyrgyzstan, and it's wrong? It shouldn't be like this. It seems like every person's country of birth is Kyrgyzstan, but usually on the selects drop downs list, there is something like maybe just select or unknown, or maybe just empty option. So we should add to our drop down list, to this HTML code, one more option. We should add here one more option, and this option's value can be empty. The text can be select, and it should be disabled, like it's not working. Disabled, selected. And now you will not be able to select this option. Now it will be more professional. Option, value is empty. You're not able to select this option. And the text you see is select. Okay, now we've got here select, and you cannot select this one. Select. You should select other than this initial value, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, China, or any other. So now it looks more correct. And let's add here for this select required attribute. Okay, now it looks perfect. Okay, make sure you've done this. All right. So this is the end page that we are gonna see. Do you all have the same page like I do have? Gender? Yeah, it's fine. I made here some breakpoints. I had here. Yeah, it's totally fine, because we put here some breakpoints. Let me open Sublime, guys, and let's write down here things that we've learned so far, guys, in this 2 hours. Let's write here. What did we learn?
Excuse me, could you show again this about the country?
We learned some text and we learned some attributes. Yeah. What are the texts that we learned that are very new for us? Form, tag form, label, input, option, right? Select, button, text area, okay. Do you think that placeholder is an HTML tag? Yeah, it is attribute. Form, label, input, option, select, button. Okay, let's see. Text area. Okay. Okay, what are the attributes that we learned so far? Placeholder, ID, name, type, value. How can we make? Yeah, required. For. Max length, right? Yeah, this action. Let's see what this action do, guys. Here, right here in the form, we've got something like action. Actually, we cannot fully use this right now because first, we're not front-end developers, but it means this, guys. When you fill this form, fully, and let's say some password, then some phone number. When you fill this all boxes and click submit, it should submit this data somewhere, but we are just practicing right now. We are testing, so that's why we don't have here some website to send to. But you can, if you write here https google.com. Okay, I'll need to type this again. Okay. And then when you click next time this select, it will try to send your data, whatever we have here, to Google. Yeah, it will try to, but let me also write here.
But we don't have a domain with Google.
Because our page is not connected to Google. Google doesn't know about our page. That's why it's not gonna work. It seems like
It's not working because of we don't have domain, we don't have.
even without domain, it might work, but just Google doesn't know about this page. Google don't have some URL endpoint that waits some data from somewhere. If it had that, then we could use it. Let me show you one more time. But now, I believe it will go to Google page. Yeah, it opens Google and look, here we've got some data. Look, this is our data, mic, email, then password, then phone number. This is our data, but actually, guys, maybe I can make something, but I'm not sure. Search. Let me try. Search and then Q, but I'm not sure it will work or not. I think it will not. So because Google doesn't know about our page, that's why it's not gonna work. Okay, maybe I can build something. Let's try. Okay. Something like this. So you have this all code, right? You have this. No need to change, guys. Just let's try something. Input type text, ID Q, name Q, and then label for Q, type what you would like to search. Okay. And then our page is here. Okay. Tag state. And then now it's somehow connected. So these forms are used to send data somewhere. What I did, maybe you're not gonna understand, but look, whenever you, it's okay if you're not gonna understand this, guys, but look, whenever I type here something, here I've got some Q. You're not gonna understand, but at least you're gonna have some idea, maybe. So look, there is something like Q, and when I type here something like hello, it will look for this hello. And what I did is I told my form to send whatever data I'm gonna write to google.com search, and data I would like to send is Q. So what's the main purpose of forms, guys? Do you know? Let's forget this. What's the main purpose of forms? Yeah, to collect information and send it somewhere. Usually it's server. And in this case, my server was Google. I sent to Google some information to look for. Okay. Next. So we've learned this all. Let's write down here, guys. So form used to send user data to server. It's used to send some data. If we keep this place empty, then yeah, it will not send. There is no place to send. There is no place to send. Yeah, it's just here. Our data is right here. Password, phone number. It send it to this page, but we have no another server to send to. So forms are used to send user data to server somewhere. Why do we use labels? What's the use of labels? Right here, why did we use these labels?
Name.
We could have here just name. We could have here just email, but we use,
Connection between.
yeah, it's to make some sort of connection, and also it's not just a text. If you click name, you can type it immediately without locating to this box. So label is, let's write it like a connection to input box. A connection to input box. If you choose male, it selects this radio button. Female selects this one. So label is a connection to input box. How about input? How would you describe what is input? How would you describe this input tag? No, input it may be a box that collects data. Maybe it's a box. So this is a box, and what it does, it takes our data, collects our data. But there are also, can I call this button input? Can we call this input?
Yeah.
This one is input. Behind this box, we have input HTML tag. But how about this button? Is it also input?
Again,
Option.
No, it is also input, but the type is different. Here the type is
regime,
radio. Here the type is
box. text.
password.
Okay.
Here email. Here text. For this one, type is number. Yeah, so for name, the type is text. If you make the type radio, then it's gonna be a radio button. If we make the type checkbox, then it's gonna be a checkbox. If we make the type text, then are we gonna see here a box like this? Yeah, if it's text, then it's a box to type some text. So it is radio. Okay. So I believe it should be select and then option. So how would you describe select? What is a select? We can call it box with drop down list of options. Because when you click that box, it drops some list down, right? And you see list of options. There are 4 options. All right. How about, yeah, option, it is item of select. It is one item of select. Button, just some element, clickable element. Usually, when you click button, happens something, right? Something happens. If I click right now button, nothing is gonna happen. First we need to finish this all. But when you click, usually what happens, do you know, with your data? It's gonna be, yeah, sent to somewhere, like a server. Or what we did is we send it to Google. Okay, what is text area?
There we can put the text, text and text.
Box
Or text.
that can accept multiple lines of text. Is it true? Yeah, text area is a box. This one, right? Text area is a box. It can take multiple lines. How about name? Can it take multiple lines of text? No, only one line. Only one line. So text area is a box. Okay. Placeholder. What does this attribute, placeholder? It shows something, yeah? And then it disappears when you type, right? So how would you describe this placeholder? It's a hint, right? So I believe it has also other name like tooltip. Okay, no, tooltip is different. Hint. Okay, tooltip is something different. Okay, let me try something. So we've got which box, guys? In which box do we use placeholder?
Email.
For email, right? There is also something like placeholder. No, tooltip. Okay. Yeah.
You can put it on gender, yeah?
Yeah, we can put it for all of them, but there is also some HTML element. When you move your mouse here, it will show something here. It's called tooltip. Okay, let's move. So placeholder, it's a hint. It's a hint. How about ID? What is ID? It is unique
Chain on
name for element.
element.
For element. So this element has its own unique name. What's the unique name for this element? Male, right? For this, country, right? So these are the unique names for elements. They should be unique. Okay. Name, it's just a name for element, and it can be repeated. There's no requirement to be unique for name. It's just name for element. Type, guys. Where type is used mostly? Type is used input. Yeah, type is used with input. And what type specifies?
Checkbox.
Yeah. This one specifies the type of box, right? If you make it text, then it's text box. Okay. Value, actually, this is the value, but what it really means is that, look, guys, which one do you think you see on your screen? Which one? This one or this one? So first one or second one? Second one, right? So first one we don't see it. First one is gonna be sent to server, but this is only what you see. What's sent to server is the value. That's why there is value, because something should be sent to server. And if I choose here Russia as my country of birth, this value will be sent. R in lowercase and Russia, not this one. So value is usually something, usually a value sent to server. Okay, required makes our element. No, not clickable. Yeah, yeah. So it makes the element user must fill the box, yeah, or some radio button if it's required. User must fill the box. 4. I think I'll don't need to write the description for 4, but it is used where 4 is used. Where did we use 4? With, yeah, we used it with inside the label. 4 is used as an attribute of label element. Max length. Where can we use max length?
On boxes.
On boxes, right? Can we use it with let's say checkbox? Yeah, it's not logical, right? There is no meaning. So max length sets the limit of characters so that you can symbols, yeah. Action, it's action is right here. Form and action. It means where to send something. Where to send. Attribute, yeah, there we type the link. It's an attribute with URL to send data to. So if there we have google.com, we are gonna send all this data, all this gathered data to google.com. Okay, let me open the presentation. Okay. Did we use max length, guys? Okay, we used max length. Let me move to the next one. This one. Did we use rows and calls? No. Okay. Rows and calls is an attribute that can be used with text area. So it means, guys, we can use here let's say if the rows is 4, we can type here only, maybe, I'm not sure, but we can type here only 4 rows. We are not able to type here on the 5th row. We can try it. So it is for text area, right here, rows 4. If I type here rows 4 attribute, then let's see if it changes something. Seems like I'm able to type, but then let's see. Yeah, I refreshed. No, when I was preparing for the class, it was the same. So maybe there should be also something like columns. Columns 1. It means there is only 1 column. Okay, let's take a look. How does the rows and columns work in text area? The text area HTML represents a multi-line plain text. Rows and columns attributes allows you to specify the exact size. Okay. Okay, it's gonna be for you guys. I'm gonna give you more tasks, but I'm gonna ask you tomorrow why I'm not able to type here only 4 rows. Why I can type more? So it's gonna be something like a home assignment. I'll ask you, how do we use these rows and columns? No. So I'll add it so that I don't forget it. How does rows and columns work in text area? How does rows and columns work? Rows and columns, is it HTML text or attributes?
Attribute.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you this. How does rows and columns work? Okay. Next one. Select. Did you use select, guys?
Yes.
Names the select element for form submission. Okay. Defines a unique identifier. There we use ID for select, ID and name. Okay. Next one, option. For option, we used value. Marks the option as selected by default. Okay. There is another option, guys, called selected. Let's try it. So here I will type here selected, and I believe if I make here selected, Kyrgyzstan will be selected by default. Kyrgyzstan selected. So this selected makes option to be selected by default, marks the option as selected by default. When you open your drop-down list, it is by default already selected. All right. Next. Button. Did we use this one? Then with the form when the button is clicked. We didn't use value, but yeah, we can also type there a value and like a value of the button. There's no meaning, but it can mean something like button or button's name. Okay, value is not used a lot with button. Next. Did we create this form already? All right. Let's learn about div element. Have you ever heard about div element? Yeah, last lesson. What is div element? What do you remember about div element? For separating information, right? So let's take a look at this. Do you think it would be great to use here div? Here we've got different types of data. First, data can be like section about early life of Elon Musk, then education. It would be messed up if everything is inside the body. Imagine, actually, right here, we could have, what do you think, guys? Let me open Wikipedia about Elon Musk. Do you think this all data inside the body and there is no containers to separate them? What do you think? There are containers. There are containers that separate like first part.
Paragraph.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs are inside maybe one div. Then another div for this one, for this all. Then another div container for this all data, including the picture. Then another div for this one, business center, and then this data. So divs are used to separate this elements right here. Div tag defines a division or section between data. So right here, how many sections we could have? Yeah, 2 sections only. This one could be H1, then div, one div. Inside that div, what elements could be inside first div? H2 and paragraph. Another div. Inside another div, there is H2 and 2 paragraphs. Yeah.
So what's the difference between div and the break? So when we have to use.
If you use div, it will never create a new line. Never. So if you look at this code, here we've got something like sections. This is the first section, div, and again, ID should be unique. Always. Here, early life, and then here, education. But is it true that this both parts are about the biography of Elon Musk? This part and this part. Both of them about the biography. So class can be the same. But it's not gonna create here break. It's not gonna create here a break. It creates a break by default because these are 2 elements. So as an example, if we at the end of outside of the form, if we create here 2 paragraphs like P1 and P2, will both of them be on the same line or not? Will they be both on the same line? No, they're gonna be on different lines. Yeah, because these are 2 different elements. These are 2 different elements. But if we have just texts, they are on the same line. But it is very easy, guys. Just divs are used to make division, separation. Div tag is used as a container for other HTML elements. Div contains elements. We can put inside the div any element. Okay, I think now I can open this website and we're gonna see that there are some divs. So look, it might be very small. Maybe I can, let me try to open it. Not here. Okay. Okay, edit as HTML. Okay, I'm not able to select this data, but look, there, this data is separated. Login container, everything is separated. This website has layers, maybe sections. If I hover my mouse here, this part is called login logo, the one which is selected, login logo. Then this part is called login wrapper. And inside one container, we can have other containers. Div is used to separate elements. Imagine if everything was inside the body only, then there could be lots of elements in the same line. Do you understand? Like if there wasn't any div, we are gonna have a lot of lines, Nothing is separated, a lot of elements. But as long as we have divs, now they're separated into sections. This part is for form, login part, and then it is again separated into divs. And as we see here, it is a form, guys, this one. It is a form, and it has again another divs, another two divs. Form group 1, form group 2. And inside them, we have inputs. This one, input for text, and placeholder is username. This is the placeholder, username. If I type here, it disappears. Another one. Okay, so this is the form. And div we must use, guys, to separate things. But we are not gonna create HTML things later. But why? Because you are not front-end developers. We are learning this all just to know and understand the websites better so that you are able to test them and you know how they are created. At least you have idea. Okay. Next. Okay, guys, I believe you have visited a lot of websites. And do you know this part, guys? On each website, on the very bottom, there is something like 2024 copyright. It is like protected by something, and there is some menu. Maybe let me try to find it here. Something like this. This part. This part is called footer part. Footer. We have this on a lot of websites. Here we don't have. Here we don't have. Okay. Let me try some other website. Canva doesn't have. Okay, maybe here we've got. So this part is called footer, guys. This part. And to create this kind of thing, we need to use just another element called footer. Create this element, HTML tag called footer. Yeah, and then just type here this. Let's type here a paragraph. Contact us. And contact us, and then let's leave here our number 777. And then it might be something like email textstate@gmail.com. So this is a footer, and one more thing I'm gonna add, p ampersand copy 2024 SDT batch 2 web page. All rights are reserved by TechState. Okay, and if we open the website, we are gonna see something similar to the thing that we seen before. But the thing is that it's not on the bottom, right? Somewhere here, but usually it's on the bottom of the page. And we're gonna learn tomorrow how to change the
Breaks.
no break
Breaks.
no break maybe we can use here to help us to put it here, but we're gonna learn it with CSS how to change the
We can
layout.
divide it, yeah?
Divide?
I mean, definition, put a div.
No, we're gonna learn styling CSS so that we can put this data somewhere here on the center. We can change the color of the background, change the text color. So this is footer. Yeah, font size. This is footer. All right. Next thing that we're gonna learn is, okay, yeah, this is footer. Next thing, guys, is section and nav. Section and nav. We're gonna learn this two HTML tags. Section, nav, div. Okay, let's do this. So we've got here our form, and okay. Let's create under this form, or maybe it's better to create a new file. Let's create a new file, and we're gonna name it nav sections.html. And this file should be stored inside the day 3. It should be stored inside the day 3 nav sections. All right. Title, I'll make it navigation. Nav stands for navigation and section. So let me know once you create this HTML document. Here we're gonna learn 2 more HTML elements, navigation and section. All right, so let's create here, guys, navigation and section. But let me show first, guys, what is navigation and section. One example of it. I'll show you example. Just copy the path. So look, if I click this The thing is that my page is not really long. If I have here lots of piece, and then if I have a lot of contact data. Okay, if I click contact, it moves here. You see, if I click contact, it moves to this section. If I click services, it moves to this section. So this one is called navigation bar or menu. And these are the sections. This is the section, and this one is the section. So now we're gonna create the sections. So first, let's create this element called nav. This one is used for navigation. Yeah, nav. And inside this nav, we are gonna have unordered list. Unordered list. It can be anything. It can be even just a text. It can be a, but I find it easier to use here unordered list. Then, what elements do we create inside the UL case? Unordered list. LI, right? List items. And then can we make this? Okay, first let's make it Google. Let's make it just Google. Yeah, let's make it Google, and then let me open this HTML page here. Here. So now this is just a text, but can I make it a link? This is list item, yeah? Can we make it a link? How do we make it a link? This one. So should we create here a element?
After UL maybe, before list.
Inside the first articles.
So do you think it's not here?
Can move directly to.
Yes,
What-
after UL.
I'll show you two ways. So we can make it like this. So here, list is, so A is inside the list, is it? Okay. A is inside the list. Or you can do A and then here LI, I think. Like here, Google, HTTPS, google.com, and here, where is LI? Like, I believe both of them are gonna, okay, first one is not working. Because this one should be here. So both of them work, guys. Like if I click this one, it goes to Google. This one goes to Google. We use two different ways. Here, first we create the list item, and then inside it we have link. Here, first we created the link, and then list item. But I would recommend you use this one. Like usually inside the UL, unordered list, we have LIs. We have usually inside here LIs. And if I would like to make this Google a link, this one, we should create our anchor element, a element here. So it should be created here inside the list item, right here, A. And here. Okay. And here. And we are gonna do this. We are gonna have 4 sections on our website. These are home, about, services, and contact. Okay. Let's make this. Okay. And About. Tell me the difference, guys. But why one of them is a link, the other one is just a word? This one is a link, and this one is just a text. Yeah, let me open this again. One of them is a link, the other one is just a text. And what's the reason? Why is it so?
What does home is inside A?
Home is a link.
Home.
Yeah, home is inside the A tag, but about is outside. That's why it's not a link. It is just a text. So we should put it here inside the A tag. So let's see. Now these are the links. Home, about. Let's make it home, about, services and footer. Home, about, services and footer. We're gonna have 4 sections. Home, about, services and footer. And now we're gonna create our sections. This is how we create section. Very easy, guys. You just write here section, and it creates for you a section. Sections are this separated parts of your web page. Like here, let me show you. Right, yeah, like here. These are the sections. One section, another section, and another section. So these are the sections. So let's create here first section. And first section is gonna be home. Gonna be home, guys. And let's write here, let's create here paragraph. We are gonna explain here what is a home. Let's create here H2 home. Okay. And then inside this paragraph, we'll need to create a long text about home. What is home? Let me try label. Yeah. So right here, this guys, instead of taking from somewhere text, we're gonna type here just lorem so that it will create long text for us. Type here just this LOREM. So it will create automatically a text for us. Lorem. Okay. Let's create one more lorem here. Lorem. So now we've got 2 lorem texts. Okay. And then let's create here this sections, other sections about services and footer. Let's create here other 3 sections. This one is for about H2 about. And then here we are gonna again create this lorem text. P and lorem. All right, let me save this. Okay, we've got here home, about, home, about, and then we need to create the other services and footer. We need to create here 2 more sections, guys. Is there a way, guys, to create this here 2 more sections really quickly? How would you do this to create like in few clicks
Select
2 more
all,
sections?
select Command A, Command C, Command P.
Yeah, I would do the same. I would select this because here I've got already 2 sections. So, but I will just change this one to services, here to services. And this one I will change to footer, and this one to footer. So I just made a copy paste and just change it few places, and now we've got 4 sections. So you
Have all these texts.
I didn't. What I did is look,
No, copy. Yeah, I mean, first P.
no,
Um,
just copy this, paste it here. Now you've got 4 sections, right? But we've got 2 same sections. It should be home, about, services, and footer. So change these last 2 to services and footer. Here to services and to footer. All right, let me know once you've done.
can you show me?
They're the same.
We should try on the website, open it.
Yeah, let's see. Now we've got here home, about, and services.
Yes.
And let's make here in one of them a lot more paragraphs. Let's make here in the services 5 lorem. Here in the services 5 lorem. Okay. Do you think, guys, these sections will work or not? Sections or navigations are used to move to some part. But look, all of the data are now in the same view. Like we can now see all data. But here, to see contact us, we need to scroll. That's why when I click this, it moves here. But when I will click here, footer, will it move somewhere?
We didn't do that.
No. If I click footer, will it move the page somewhere? No, it will not move. Why? Because, why? Here? No.
We made a mistake.
Not yet. So if I click contact, it moves the page. But here, if I click footer,
Need to give pass.
because I already see everything. Where can I move? Where should I move? Yeah. We need to make the services or some other parts longer so that footer goes off the view. I mean, do you see here footer information? Do you see here services information? Yeah. That's why it's not gonna scroll. But here, do you see contact us information? No. That's why when I click, it scrolls. Because you cannot see it. It's
You mean
out of the view.
in one page, yeah, in web.
Because it's right now everything in the same view. But here it's out of the view. We cannot see it. So only one way is to make to make a lot more paragraphs here. And here. So now there should be difference. So now footer is out of view. When I click footer, it's supposed to scroll. It should. But it's not gonna scroll. It's not scrolling because we didn't finish with navigation here. Let's type here this addresses. Here, home. Here, about. Here, services. And here, footer. So let me try this now. Footer. Now it moves the page. Now it scrolls. Services, it scrolls. About, scrolls. Home, it scrolls. So nav is used to navigate through some sections. All right. Okay. How would you describe div, guys? We've got a few more minutes. And I'd like to ask you, how would you describe div? What is div? What is it used for? Then section,
Paragraphs between the.
to divide elements into sections or containers. Yeah. Otherwise, imagine if we have no section here. Sometimes there are really big websites, and imagine everything is on the same line. There is no separation. There are no containers. They're not separated. Okay. And how about section, guys? Section can be used with navigation, with nav. Nav helps us to move to some places of our page. If you click footer, then it moves here to the footer section. About, it moves to about section. Home, it moves to home section. So section again divides elements or page into sections. Nav can make navigation links through the web page. You're gonna see this notes, guys. You're gonna see this notes right here. Right here. Do you have access to this course, guys, on Talent LMS? Actually, you should have. Oh, you don't have, do you? Do you have usernames and passwords? Let's open this website. I'll send you to the Slack something, this URL. So Jolchubek Baker, you don't have username and password, right? For this website. Okay, because Bakbek Baker told that you got your first name. So look here, guys. All of you already have accounts. So username is your first name plus last name. Let me try on one of you. How to quit? Okay, here. And I'll try to sign into one of your accounts. So here, Aydana Narbekova. Aydana Narbekova is, the username is first name plus last name. First name plus last name. Aydana Narbekova. Password is Chicago 312. Login. Okay. Maybe this way.
Sorry for interrupt you. There says it's first like A Anarbekova, like not full name, that just for first letter her name.
Ah, okay. Maybe for usernames we use, guys, your first letter. Okay, okay. Aydana Narbekova. Yeah. So you use first letter of your name and then your last name. So, and then let me open through Aydana's account, and here we can see everything. You can click or hover your mouse here and you can see here 2 lessons. Actually, these are about the yesterday's lesson. First one is the presentation. The second one is the recording. Today you're gonna have here again another lessons like day 3 and presentation and video, and there's gonna be a home assignment. So you will learn how to submit home assignments because you have never submitted, right? Home assignment.
Excuse me, but I couldn't find myself on this list.
Yeah, let me try very quickly. So you were not able to find, really? You're so what's your first name and last name?
You can create your own.
Okay. 312. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think you should, Jolcuk Beke, you can text Baktek Beke. But actually, like, you know what? I can create for you account. Jolcuk Bek, last name Sulaimanov, right? Email. Okay. Let's make J Sulaimanov and Chicago 312. So this is your account. This is not okay. J Sulaimanov at gmail.com. So your username and password is Chicago 312. Mm-hmm.
These are the capital.
Mm-hmm. It's similar to this one. So there is a message. I think I'm gonna send it to WhatsApp group as well. Okay. Okay. I think you can open your WhatsApp group and see your
Oh, yes, I get access.
yeah, because I created.
Thank you.
I can't log in.
So now you can create your not create, login, and then see, watch the recording, see the presentations, and submit the assignments. Now you've got Texas.
Yeah, I have a question. What is it about the points? What does it mean?
Points.
Yeah.
When you like complete, let's say when you submit the assignment, when you complete watching video, or even you just click the complete, it will give you points.
PC, man.
Are you able to see there any course? Do you see there any course like Tech State, SDT, Batch 2 on your laptop? You don't see, right?
That's why I have a change like this.
Hey, John, I can't log in.
What's your name?
Nara,
Yeah, can you text me, okay?
I texted.
Yeah, to my WhatsApp, or we'll figure out right now. So it's the end of the class, guys. Yeah, it's the end, and tomorrow we're gonna learn CSS. Tomorrow we're gonna have introduction to CSS. This is the topic for tomorrow.
Mm,